Dark Water was released in 2005. It is directed by Walter Salles and stars Jennifer Connelly. And it is a remake of a film by the Ring director, original Ring director Hideo Nakata. Now, I remember seeing the end of this film a lot when I worked in a cinema. So back in 2005, I was working in a cinema, and I would walk into the end of the screening all the time because I was, waiting to clean the screen. So I saw the end of this, I don't know how many times, and I just never bothered watching the whole thing. But I saw this recently, and I thought, I'm going to give that a watch because I can't remember the ending anymore. And I think also one of the things that kept me away is that it's never been particularly well reviewed. It's got a pretty poor score on the likes of IMDb, Letterboxd, places like that. But I like Jennifer Connelly. She's a good actress, and I'm a fan of horror movies. I'll give it a watch. Could be a hidden gem. It is billed as a horror movie. I think that's a mistake. I don't think. I mean, it's hard to kind of say where else, how else you'd classify it. It does have the elements of horror movies. It is a remake of a horror movie, but it's not really scary. Where this film really works, I think, is as a character piece, as a film about a woman who is just trying to protect her child. She's going through a divorce. Her husband is trying to make her out to be maybe unfit to be the mother because he wants the child. So it's obviously she's going through some stuff there, and they move into this new apartment. She's trying to find somewhere where she can raise her daughter and prove to the people that she can support her child. But the place just it's a mess. It's run by miscreants. It's run down. It's got leaky walls, and it's just basically as someone who's been in that situation. When me and my wife first started out, we lived in a flat that had leaks coming through the ceiling. It had mold in the walls. It was horrendous, and it was genuinely horrifying. But I feel like this film does a really good job of highlighting the horror of being in that situation with landlords who fob you off and don't really deal with the problem, or scoot it down the line so it becomes someone else's problem and it's not their responsibility. And when you get down the line, they scoot it back up. I went through all that. I get it. And I get how Jennifer Connelly plays it in this film. I get all her frustrations and her kind of building sense of paranoia and kind of disjointedness at life, because her life is spiraling out of control. She's not in control of her home environment. And when you're not in control of your home environment, everything outside of the home starts to come apart as well. I feel like the performances are all really good, particularly Connelly is very strong in this. There are times in this film where she's giving what I would consider to be Oscar level worthy performances. But it just so happens it's in one of those kind of films that never gets nominated for anything like that. The Oscars would not deem a film like this even remotely capable of getting a nomination. So yeah, I feel like that goes overlooked as well, because it's not quite as horrific as your typical horror film or what you might expect, a horror fan might expect. Again, I think it loses points for that with a lot of people. But as I say, just as a drama / thriller, I think it works. If you build this as a drama / thriller, and you have that expectation when you're going in, rather than, oh, I'm going to go and watch a horror film, then I think that you may get more out of it. So the little girl in this, April Gaddy, I think is how you pronounce that name. So she plays the daughter, Connelly's daughter. She's incredible in this. She gets some scenes that are like, that would be tough for an adult, never mind a child. And she does an incredible job with it. I'm looking at her Letterboxd filmography, and she's not done a right lot since this, just a handful of films. So I don't know if she's gone into TV or what, but yeah, I'm surprised that she's not become more well known, to be perfectly honest. Now, obviously, because this is a horror film, it's not just about bad maintenance of a building. All the stuff with the building is a result of something spiritual that is going on, and there is something. Well, basically, there's a twist in the tale. Obviously, you're going to see that coming, but it's really all about, well, what is the twist? How is this all come about? Why is there seemingly a ghost messing with the water pipes and the walls and the building itself? What is the aim of this spiritual force? Why does it have an interest in the daughter? And it's just, yeah, so those questions are raised and they're answered throughout the film, and for me in a satisfying way. Again, not necessarily a horror way, more emphasis on drama and character, but that's more what I come to a movie for, to be honest. It's that stuff that will stand up on repeat viewing, as opposed to scares that, once you've seen them once, they don't tend to scare you as much the second time around. But yeah, if you just want to see a good slow burn drama about a woman trying to deal with life, trying to keep hold of a child, and trying to deal with the mess that she's living in, that she finds herself in, then this is pretty solid stuff with a really excellent central performance. What about you? Have you seen Dark Water? And if so, what did you think about it? Leave your thoughts below. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, cracking.